Well, guys, the King of the Ring semifinals are set, and oh boy, do we have some stuff to talk about. So, welcome to the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast, SmackDown edition, June 12th, the year of our TKO, and the subplot rises. That's what we're going to call this episode today. Sean, I'll let you go first and break it down for us here to, I think, what's going to be the major talking point of our show today.
So obviously the main event is the biggest part of what happened on SmackDown. I mean, there was a bunch of other stuff. I was surprised to see a bunch of people online talking about how they thought this was a surprisingly good episode of SmackDown, because I don't see that. I think it was all right. I don't think it was as bad as some of the recent ones. However, the main event and the ending to the main event is... what's the word I'm looking for? I do not understand why WWE has this incessant need to go back to the well with Jey Uso. And obviously, spoiler alert, that means that Jey Uso won the Fatal 4-Way for the King of the Ring here. And won by pinning LA Knight, of course. And I think the bigger question here is not just the fact that why Jey Uso, and is he going to win it all and piss everybody off? Or I think for me, the bigger question is, and I think we should talk about this, what do you do with LA Knight? What is the LA Knight problem? And at this point, I feel bad for the guy. Obviously, you and I are going to go over the match here because you'll bring up and talk about that part of it. But I think the bigger problem overall is you have the fans clamoring for an LA Knight title program, maybe not a run as much as we would like, but WWE for some reason is dead set on not giving him any sort of chance.
Yeah, so just to talk on the match quickly, obviously your point, Jey Uso picked up the win. Royce Keys is gonna be fine, I think, from all of this because he's got his story with Solo Sikoa.
Yeah.
And he had a good showing in this match, so I think that's okay. I think the bigger problem here is Finn Balor and LA Knight. Because let's just start off with before I just go into Jey Uso. Finn Balor versus Javon Evans would have been an awesome match.
Yep.
Would have been an awesome match. It would have been a lot of fun. Would have been, I mean, I know Finn Balor has already had his shot at Roman Reigns. And he technically, I think, didn't he have his shot at Cody too? No, he hasn't had a shot at Cody.
No, he's just faced Reigns.
Finn and Cody would be fun now that Finn's on SmackDown. And maybe we'll get that at some point. But it would be fresh and it would be different and it would be fun. LA Knight, I agree with you. I don't know what the deal is with LA Knight. I don't know why WWE just isn't into LA Knight, and I could probably spend 45 minutes talking about LA Knight and how I just, for whatever reason, I don't know if he pissed somebody off or if he just, like, management doesn't like him. He's got the Zack Ryder 2010 Zack Ryder treatment, right?
But he's better.
Where he's over on his own and management hates that he's over on his own, you know? So there's that too, which could certainly be a thing. And I kind of feel bad for the guy. And to your question earlier about like, what can they do to save him? I don't know. I mean, he could win Money in the Bank. I think he'd be really fun with the briefcase. Do I think he's going to win it? No, I don't. But I think it would be cool. He's the only one who has a story that makes this any kind of interesting, right? So like, think about the four guys who are left now. And I'm still not about to get into Jey Uso yet because I'm going to get into Jey Uso, I promise. But think about the four guys who are left. You got Oba and Dom, right? Oba's thing is with Brock Lesnar right now. Oba does not have any kind of story with Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes at this time. Now, could you believably get one going between now and SummerSlam? Yes. Do I think it's too early to put a big title on Oba? Probably. But would I be into Oba Femi versus Roman Reigns and then Oba beating Roman Reigns? Yeah, I think it would be awesome. Do I think that they would do that? No, I don't. My prediction for Oba would just simply be that they might even make him do double duty. And what I mean by that is he fights Brock night one and then loses to Roman night two with a ton of interference and, having eaten like 8 F5s from Brock the night before. Like, that's how you keep Roman protected and you keep Oba protected as well, right? So I'm fine with that. I think Oba, this is Oba's first year. Oba could win the Royal Rumble. Like, I could be fine with a lot of different ways with Oba here. Dom, that's a joke. We've talked about Dom at length. Dom versus Cody has already happened. Dom versus Roman as the main event of SummerSlam is idiotic. It's absolutely idiotic for a big stadium show. And something tells me, and I know you would disagree. I know you disagree with me, but you're wrong. WWE would never put Dominic Mysterio versus Roman Reigns as the headline match of a stadium show like SummerSlam. They will not do it. And that goes the same for Javon Evans as well. WWE will not do Roman Reigns versus Javon Evans because they're not big enough characters. It's not believable to anybody. I know wrestling is fake, spoiler alert, but it's not believable to anybody that Javon Evans or Dominic Mysterio would beat Roman Reigns in a match. It's not believable to anybody. They're like, yeah, Javon's not a comedy character, but he's kind of a comedy character. He's a mid-carder, and so is Dominic. It is not believable that either one of those guys beats the guy at the top of the card. It's not believable at all. It's a bad story, and it's not believable. So that leaves us then with Jey Uso. And we are running it back with Jey Uso again. Running it back.
I love that that Knight did that.
I don't even know where to begin with Jey Uso. Like, why are we running this experiment again? Like, putting aside that it should have been Finn or it should have been LA Knight because it would have made way more sense and would have been way more interesting. But what's the end goal here? Cody versus Jey? Like who the hell wants to see that? Nobody wants to see that. Secondly, Jay's not going to beat Cody. Like, no. Let's be honest here. Jey is not going to beat Cody. Right? Unless in some weird, stupid fantasy universe that all of the bloodline comes out to help Jey win, and that leads to Cody Roman 3.
God.
Like, if that is the end goal, Cody Roman 3 is the end goal, then yeah, maybe Jey Uso beats Cody Rhodes. What I think is the only way to save this is what I just talked to you about this morning, which is what I think would be the right way to save this whole thing. And that would be Oba and Dom next week, or a month tomorrow. Oba and Dom tomorrow. Brock comes out, costs Oba. Adam Pearce says, well, Dom, you need an opponent. Cult of Personality hits. Here comes CM Punk. CM Punk beats Dom. CM Punk beats Jey Uso. CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam.
It's an easy story to tell. It literally writes itself.
Yep.
And by the way, you'll big shocker here, but I actually agree with you in regards to not Dom and Javon. Javon for sure is not ready, and Dom just isn't a headliner for a show like SmackDown. Or not SmackDown, for a show like SummerSlam. You're 100% right. Maybe a Saturday night main event, but not one of your big four. Like
against a Roman Reigns.
But I just... Who in the year of TKO and Riyadh Season 5 wants to see Jey Uso as champ again? Like, didn't we learn from the first time that they ran the main event Jey Uso experiment that it didn't really work? I mean, he was champ for what, 3 months? And other than yeeting and rolling it back and having a 20-minute entrance and being gassed from the amount of times that he eats, he's not a good heavy main champ. Like,
he's not a good wrestler. He's got like 4 moves. He's not a good wrestler. I think Jimmy's a better wrestler. I do. And Jay has four things that he does: super kick, spear, splash, and
Dive.
dive. Like, I mean, that's it. That's the Jey Uso package. That's the Jey Uso experience. He doesn't do anything else.
And he eats.
It's not he's not interesting to me at all. Like the story for Jay, which they need to finish, is Jay needs to beat Roman,
Yeah.
like eventually, right? Like you need to tell the Jay Roman story. Now, if you have Jay win the whole thing and then challenge Roman, that could be fun, but that would
There
be
is
that would be a huge pivot. And the way they're going right now, I don't think that they're going to do that. Jay has gone from being one of the most interesting characters in WWE to being way over pushed to having a terrible WrestleMania match to being a basically a transitional champion to basically going back to the same character he was 4 or 5 years ago.
in the bloodline.
He's the same character he was when he was the Bloodline lackey, the hot-headed Jey Uso,
Right
when
hand
he was
man.
getting mad at Sami Zayn, because when Sami was trying to get into the Bloodline, he's the exact same character, that he was before. This is not interesting. Who wants this? And this screams of Samoan nepotism. That's what this screams of. This screams that, like, we're just going to put everybody else down to get a 40-year-old Samoan into the semifinals because we think people want to see that. And I don't think anybody wants to see that.
No, if you were gonna push a Samoan in this, it should have been Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob would have been way more interesting in this spot.
Honestly, I would have been fine with Solo too. If you were that insistent on pushing a Samoan, give me Solo that leads to Solo versus Roman.
I would, and we've already done Solo versus Roman, but at this point, I would rather see Solo versus Roman.
And it tells the story of them building back towards, which it ties into that little segment backstage between Jacob and Solo, where Roman is trying to force everybody back into the bloodline. And there's a story you can tell already right there, with Solo wanting to be his own man and have his own faction still.
Yeah, I just like I want to complain about it like ad nauseum, but it's SmackDown. And like I said this to you earlier today, think of the stupidest, laziest way you could book something, and that's how they book SmackDown. Like that's how they book SmackDown. It's the stupidest, laziest way you can book something. And that's just how SmackDown is booked.
It's not even that. It's like, I mean, yes, that is part of it, but it's also like they try to take the easy route out on SmackDown. Like, especially if it's a stupid idea. You know what I mean? Like, rather than putting the time in to tell these stories that honestly, you and I have come up with better story ideas just talking here and with some of our fans than
And we're stupid schlubs on the internet. Like,
exactly.
yeah.
Like, and yet you pay however many people to sit in the SmackDown writers room. Honestly, what they need to do is make the SmackDown writers room go sit in with the Raw one and maybe learn a few things, because there's so many easy stories you can tell and they just can't seem to do it.
I just don't know who wants this. Who wants this? Like,
no,
the fans don't want this. And I get it. You don't always give the fans what they want, but it's like, you've already done this. This is
yeah.
not interesting.
And I really felt like this was the time where they could reward LA Knight for everything he does. And I think he would have made a fantastic King of the Ring winner. And just his ongoing story with the bloodline that stretches back several years now is just so easy to tell. I wish that they would just give him a friggin' chance. You know what I mean? And I just, like you said, as much as I want him to get his opportunity by winning Money at the Bank, I mean, he's been in what, the last 4 now? This will make either 4 or 5. And I don't know that they'll give him that opportunity, which is crazy to me because you talk to fans and the fans, just listen to the reaction when he comes out. He still gets a huge reaction.
Yeah.
And people are behind LA Knight, but for some reason, the powers that be at WWE are just anti Los Angeles.
Which I don't understand at all. The dude is so over, and it's like he basically did that on his own. Like I don't understand why that you don't want to reward that or anything. Like why it basically seems like it just seems like they're punishing him.
It
And
does.
I don't I don't get that.
It's like you said, um it's like the Zack Ryder when Ryder got over, but with the Long Island IZ and all the online stuff he did, and Vince punished him for getting himself over. Which, honestly, it's not like him or LA Knight are getting themselves over at the expense of anybody. Like they're not putting anyone else down. They're not trashing anybody. They've gotten over through the fact that they're hard workers and they're charismatic. And I mean, LA Knight is better overall, I think, than Zack Ryder, but it's such a similar situation that I don't understand what else it could be.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why, why they just continue to do this. I don't know. I just don't know who the hell wants to see this. And like I don't want to keep repeating that, but like I feel like I have to keep repeating that. Who the hell wants to see this again? Like Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble was different, but
Yeah.
then it immediately got terrible because we had to put up with 3 months of the same crap of where we desperately needed Gunther to carry a story for 3 months. And
So
it was not even that believable that like Jay beat Gunther. And that was one of the worst bookings of Gunther like ever to have him tap out there. That was awful. I would have had him pass out,
yep,
not tap out.
I
It was
said it at the time that he should
horrendous.
have
That was
passed.
absolutely horrendous.
Um, Here's a question. This isn't for you. This is going to be directed at our returning fans and our new subscribers. What do you guys think? Give us some comments. Are any of you invested in Jey Uso in what is this, June of 2026 at this point? Like, do you
It's
care?
not January of 2024. It's June of
Right. Do
2026.
give us a comment when we love interacting with you guys, and I'm very curious. What are your guys' thoughts? Are you behind Jey Uso getting another shot? Do you give a damn, or would you have rather seen one of these other guys go over?
Who won the Royal
And
Rumble last year?
last year it
Or this year?
was
This year.
Randy. No, Randy, right?
No, Randy won Elimination Chamber.
So it would have been Raw. Roman.
That's right. And then who won it 2 years ago? Was it Jay 2 years ago?
Yes.
Or was Jay 3 years ago? Was Jay 2024?
Um. No, because Cody was
No, no, no. Because what were the main events of last year's Mania? It was
Cena and Cody.
Cena and Cody, but what was the other one? Who was the champion for the other one?
On Raw would have been. I don't remember. In all honesty, I mean, I can barely remember yesterday as it is, but
Cena and Cody was the one. Just trying to think who won the other one. Oh, the other main event was the Punk Roman Rollins match,
yes.
right? Yeah, that was 2 years ago. Uh, LA Knight Royal Rumble 2025. Royal Rumble 2025 winner. Why can't I?
Yeah, I can't
It
think of
was
who it
Jay. Oh,
is.
you're right. It was Jay. Yeah, because Jay eliminated Cena. That's right.
Yes, and then Cena
That
won the
was,
Elimination Chamber.
at least that was last year. I thought, for some reason, I thought that was 2024. Cody won 2 years in a row. He won in
Yes.
23 and 24. That's right.
But regardless, my question still stands to everybody watching. Do you care about, not even about Jey Uso just in this match, but about Jey Uso as a character in general right now? Like, I'm very curious to see. I wish I don't quite know how the YouTube stuff works. If we could, how to put up a poll or something, but
Hey, we could do
yeah,
that.
give us your thoughts. Let us know so we can talk about it.
I'm gonna put up a poll when we post this. I'm
And
to see.
in addition to that, give us your thoughts on LA Knight. Do you think that LA Knight deserves a championship run?
So speaking of Gunther, that was the other major story on this episode of SmackDown because I do want to move on here a little bit because we just talk about this ad nauseum. So we are going to get Gunther versus Cody Rhodes again in a rematch, and it's not going to be on the PLE. It is going to, in fact, be on next week's episode of SmackDown, which I think is a good thing. Um, with a special guest referee of the last real good guy, Sami Zayn, and this was kind of like a night long narrative. I'll let you talk about in a moment the segment between Sami and Cody. I do want to just talk about like how I think that this is going to go. I do think that Sami is going to cost Gunther.
Yep.
I do not think Cody is dropping the belt anytime soon, especially with what you just did with Jey Uso. Now, like Cody is absolutely not going to lose the belt to Gunther because you're not gonna run back Jay and Gunther again. So like Cody is for sure winning now because of Jay winning, Cody is for sure winning. But I think Sami and Cody is the match we are trying to build towards.
100%. And for our new viewers, you may not know my unabashed hate for Sami Zayn for the last couple of years. I I will go against everything in the fiber of my being to say that I'm actually enjoying what's going on with Sami Zayn right now. He's obviously had his throughout the night segments where he's been complaining to comatose Johnny Gargano,
Which is
etc.
hilarious, by the way. I don't know why. I don't know how Johnny Gargano is getting paid for that, but it is kind of hysterical.
I don't know how he's not reacting to anything as he's just laying there. But so eventually it came to the point where Sammy came to the ring for all his ride or die fans, and he called out Cody. And first of all, I love his shirt, as you can see by my name today, of the last real good guy, and calls out Cody and basically demands an apology from Cody about everything that's going on because he feels like it's mighty suspicious that he is always coming out on the bad end of things going on. When he was the first one to come out and help Cody with things, he was the first one out to congratulate him, so on and so forth. And I don't know that I would completely call Sammy a heel right here, but he's definitely not a face anymore. And I think that when he pushed Cody to the brink of telling him that Sammy was never going to get that title and Sammy slapped him, I think that was absolutely awesome. And as much as I would like to see Sammy be involved in like the match itself as like a triple threat, I think Sammy as the referee for the match next week is a better overall story because it's basically I think gonna backfire on Gunther. Gunther's counting on him to be so pissed at Sammy that he helps Gunther in a way, but I think he forgets that Sammy hates Gunther too. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I am of the mind that the best and biggest story that WWE can tell right now would be Cody versus Sammy at WrestleMania in its Riyadh season in 2027. I think that that would be a great coronation moment for Sami Zayn, and they should do it there. They should have Sammy win the Royal Rumble, and they should have Sammy challenge Cody at Mania next year and win. Now, we in the interim, right? To get there because we have a whole 6 months of time, 7 months until the Royal Rumble. But in the interim, you know, you could take the title off of Cody, put it on Punk for a little while, and then have Cody take it back later on in the year. Or if Cody could even win it again back at the Royal Rumble, and you
Yeah.
keep the title on Punk for like 6 months. You could do all of these things, and I think it would be fine. I think the conclusion we need to get to next year is Cody versus Sami at Mania. You're going to need to figure out a way to probably delay that for a while. And I think the easiest way to do that is to take the belt off of Cody at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, you can very easily do something here. Like just booking this out real quick. You can very easily have Sami cost Gunther this match next week. And then, he is all set to go up against Cody whenever, right? At Night of Champions, he's like, I'll challenge you in Riyadh. Or he's all set to go up against Cody for this, that, or the other thing at the Saturday night's main event or something like that, right? And then Gunther takes him out. Gunther takes out Sami. They write Sami off for a little while. Cody does his match with CM Punk. Cody loses the title. Sami eventually comes back. Cody and Sami are like, Sami's like, oh, you're no longer the champion, blah, blah, blah. I want to go after the champion, right? And then Cody finds some bullshit way to get himself into another title match, right? Wins the title back. Sami goes completely over the edge and wins the Royal Rumble and is like, okay, I'm coming. You're done, Cody. I'm coming after you. I'm sick of you and all your chances. I had to do this the right way. Cody should just like come back and just get a title match.
Yep. Golden boy.
And then just win it. Yeah. That would be the best way to do this, to tell this story.
And it leans then into what Sami's whole argument is.
Yeah.
That Cody just keeps getting all these chances and all this BS. And I completely agree with you, though. I think that you have Sami, inadvertently or not, cost going through the match this week. And then you get Sami versus Cody at Night of Champions, ends in a DQ, with Gunther either taking out just Sami or taking out both of them. And getting himself suspended for doing it or something, so that way you don't have to worry about him in the storyline for a little while.
Could also, what you could also do, too? You could also have Gunther win, and you could get the Gunther CM Punk rematch as well that you never got.
Yeah, but I don't think Punk wins that one. Because I don't think they put the belt on Gunther for only like a month.
Maybe Gunther beats him.
But then I think I still think that Cody Punk for SummerSlam is the match.
I mean, you could do Cody and Punk without a title.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the rumors of Punk going to SmackDown, it feels more and more like that's going to be what's happening. And what's crazy too is that you can also involve that in the Sami story too, because Sami and Punk are friends as well and have had tons of interactions. Yeah. So you have like Punk show up on SmackDown and Sami goes and starts complaining to him about all this, and Punk is like, I don't want to hear it. And you get some interaction between the two of them too. So like I said earlier, the two of us schlubs here on this podcast are telling better year-long stories.
I said schlubs.
I know. I could have said schmucks, but us two nobodies, or I mean, we're not nobodies anymore. Thank you, subscribers. But can come up with better storylines, and we just did it in 30 seconds? Like,
yeah. Speaking of things that actually were all right, though, Charlotte Flair advanced, and this was the right move. This was 100% the right move. I was terrified that they were going to screw this up somehow. And Charlotte, I have a feeling, is going to be cost by Jade, because I think that that's the match they want to do. But this was great. This was a great, great match. And these four women left it all on the line. Charlotte, Jade, Lyra, and Sol Ruka. Every single one of them got a chance to shine. This looked like $1 million. We kind of continued the feud a little bit with Tiffany, Alexa versus Cargill's gang. So we might run that. We might run that at Saturday night's main event, where we do Charlotte and Alexa and Tiffany versus the Jade Cargill Brigade. Again,
Brigade.
Yeah, we could probably do that at Saturday night's main event. But I'm okay with all of this. And Charlotte winning is absolutely the right thing. And I think we do. I mean, we're going to see Charlotte versus Liv next week. But I would love Charlotte versus Liv for the title. Or even Charlotte versus Rhea.
Yeah, I
And
feel like
Charlotte's
it'll
on
probably be
the finals should be Charlotte versus Io,
yeah.
but I have a feeling it's going to be Liv versus Raquel because WWE is stupid.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, both make sense. Liv versus Io doesn't make sense. Charlotte versus Raquel doesn't make sense. If so, depending on how the match goes with Raquel and Io, will tell you how the other match is going to go.
Which one's tomorrow?
Io and Raquel is tomorrow.
And that
So
should tell us.
if Io wins, Charlotte is winning. If
Yes.
Raquel wins, Liv is winning.
Yeah, so we should know tomorrow what the match Friday is
And
going to be.
Charlotte will not lose to Liv clean. She will get taken out by Jade.
So that's interesting to me because what exactly are they doing with Jade? Because you have her having her issues with Charlotte, but then you also have her having this thing with Tiffany and Chelsea. So like what are they doing with her? You know what I mean?
Jade's going to take the U.S. title off of Tiffany
But then why are they having her run two separate feuds at the same time?
because they think that she's more over than she is.
And honestly, about two-thirds of the way through the match, I was real afraid that Jade's wig was going to win the match. For anybody who missed it, she did have a bit of a wardrobe malfunction and her hair fell off. So
that was pretty funny. That's fine though.
But you're right. Charlotte was 100% the correct person to win here. I wouldn't have hated Lyra winning.
No, me neither.
Sol Ruka didn't need it, obviously.
She looked great.
She looked great. She got to come out with her new belt, and the only person who it didn't make sense to have win would have been Jade. And I'm glad that they at least didn't mess up the women's side for that.
Yeah, and I'm glad that Charlotte is finally getting the elation from the crowd as well.
Yes.
I'm very happy for her. Like she definitely deserves it. Charlotte still looks like $1,000,000. She still is one of the best female wrestlers on the roster, and I have nothing but good things to say about Charlotte Flair lately.
Because it was just 2 years ago that we were still hating on her and booing her.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know that I've ever seen, outside of the Roman Reigns transformation, I think that's the only other transformation I've seen with a superstar who's gone from hated to loved as quickly as they did.
Yeah. The only other thing to note here is Blake Monroe is getting the Veer Mahan treatment, and she's coming soon.
She is. And hopefully she gets here sooner than Veer. I believe he is still on his way. I think he's walking from New Delhi.
She's not lurking like Lars.
Lurking Lars. Do you finally remember who Lars is now?
I do. I looked it up.
Okay.
When we were done. When I got home and we were talking about it.
Right? He's very memorable. But Veer, I think Veer is still walking here, so I don't believe he uses airplanes.
Just a couple other minor things to note on this episode of SmackDown as well. Women's Tag Team Champs Brie Bella and Paige beat Fatal Influence in a non-title match. This one wasn't kind of surprising because JC Jane wasn't directly involved in the match. I don't really have much to say about this. Like, we knew they were going to retain. I think eventually when Brie Bella decides she's done is when we're going to split these guys up, take the off them, and Paige will start her singles run.
SummerSlam.
This was fine. We had the Ricky Saints Carmelo Hayes thing, which I missed, so I'll actually let you talk about that.
So that actually started as, it wasn't even the two of them. It was Trick coming out with little Yakty still following him along like his shadow, and talking about how losing the King of the Ring match last week sort of awoke something in him where he wants to represent SmackDown and be the guy on SmackDown. So he was going off on his spiel when he was interrupted by both Carmelo Hayes and Ricky Saints, both arguing their case as to why they should get a shot at him and arguing that they both beat each other once. Obviously ended in fisticuffs and Trick saying that next week they can face each other again and whoever wins gets a title shot. I have a feeling that it's going to end in some sort of shenanigans with and we're going to get a triple threat.
Yeah, Trick will come out, and I think a triple threat at SummerSlam is a lot of fun here between these three guys. I think that would totally be the way to go. And honestly, I would put the belt on Saints.
Out of the three of them, yes, I think
Melo's already
Saint.
had the belt. I would put the belt on Saints.
And then you can tell a pretty good story of the other guys chasing the belt again.
I
Or
would even
my
consider moving Trick up the card.
Yeah, I mean, my other thought is I wouldn't have minded them going the route of like what they did with Cesaro and Sheamus and having a multi-match series between Saints and Carmelo. I think those are always fun.
Yeah, that could be fun. That could certainly be interesting. We did continue the feud between Julia and Kiana James. They had a little backstage scuffle, and it's
Yeah.
going to lead to a match. I kind of hope this is just a one match thing, and Julia just wins and finds her way up the card. I have a horrible feeling that Julia is just going to get buried by Kiana James. If Julia loses to Kiana James, go to AEW. Go to
I
AEW.
don't
She needs to go to AEW because that's
I
it.
don't think she
That is
loses.
the ultimate burial.
It is, but I don't think she loses. I think this is the beginning of the. I mean, she just turned face. I think this is the beginning of the restructuring of Julia into what she should be. I mean, she changed her look. She is talking about how she can actually speak English, and I think that this is Kiana James is just a stepping stone as part of that face turn.
Yeah. Um, we also had your boy Danhausen. We had
Eh,
another fun Danhausen segment involved with Los Garzas and then a newly reformed The Miz, which looked like he was
when my hand
electrocuted,
goes up.
which was hysterical. The whole thing was kind of interesting. Obviously, still leading to I think it's eventually leading to the Baron Corbin reveal at some point here. But this was fun. It was like it doesn't bother me that much yet, and I think eventually we'll get to a good spot here with this whole thing.
I,
So it's fine.
I love that Danhausen has turned it into a business now of accepting human monies to curse people.
Mhm.
And 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 then obviously Kit Wilson coming in and demanding that the Miz be fixed
Yeah.
of no longer only speaking in his catchphrases, which was also hysterical. The with his hair still up from being electrocuted. And so it was good to see Kit Wilson back, and as of right now, I'm still not tired of the Danhausen stuff, so keep giving it to me every week.
And then I guess the last thing we should talk about is how the Undertaker should be the Booker of the Year, right? Because he booked the match with Gable and El Grande Americano, and what do you do when you have
Really?
a bunch of TV time to fill? I don't know. Just put Ray Phoenix and Axiom in a match and give them 15 minutes, and it'll be awesome. And thank you, Undertaker. Like, I mean, I think giving Ray Phoenix a belt on AAA is smart, and I think that this is how you should use him. If you're not going to put him in a tag team with his brother anytime soon, this is how you should use Ray Phoenix. Just let him have awesome matches every week like this.
And we know he can.
And
Like,
he did. This was the best match on the show.
I mean, I know it's not technically a WWE belt, but
It's a WWE belt. They own AAA.
I mean, in the sense that it's not like one of your normal belts. But I would 100% be okay with them showcasing that belt every week, especially now that they're not doing a U.S. Open challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Have Phoenix, like, if not every week, at least every other week, come out and have somebody challenge for that belt. And you can also use that to showcase not just stars on SmackDown, but you can bring in some of these other AAA stars, showcase them to the world. And because I guarantee you, not a ton of people are watching AAA when it's on. So use SmackDown to sort of show that off a little bit too. And anytime you get two luchadors in the ring, it's going to be a hell of a match.
No doubt. No
And so
doubt.
you said Undertaker booked the Americanos match?
That's what I read. So I mean,
Wow.
people are putting him up as Booker of the Year after that, as rightfully so. I mean, I know it's only June, but when we get to December and we have to talk about the best matches of the year, I mean, that's number one for me right now.
I mean, even our favorite beat reporter from his mom's basement gave it a large number of stars.
Imagine if it was in the Tokyo Dome.
Oh God, there would be 10 stars.
Yeah. So, so that was SmackDown. Okay show. I mean, parts of it were good, but the Jey Uso stuff, man,
Really brought it down.
really brought it down. So What was your final rating for the show?
Um, I was gonna give it a B, but the Jey Uso stuff just it drops it to a C plus for me. I just it especially being the main event and ending the night on that note, it just really ended it on a downer for me. And I hate when shows, if it's not meant to be like a heel or something coming out on top of the end where it's supposed to be something bad happening, I hate shows that end on a downer.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the Danhausen stuff is fun. The Ray Phoenix Axiom match was awesome. I love that we're going to get a triple threat between Trick and Mello and Ricky Sainz. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And the Cody stuff just seems like it's kind of in hiatus right now until we get to whatever Cody's big program is going to be for SummerSlam. I love that Charlotte won. I thought that that was excellent. Hopefully, we get to see Blake Monroe eventually. The women's tag team title stuff is fine. It's just kind of seems like it's in hiatus. Um, I'm hoping to God, but as I've talked many times on this channel, Julia is one of my absolute favorite female wrestlers. I followed her for a long time, ever since the Stardom days, and I just hope hope they do something with her. I have a feeling that they don't, and I really think that she should go to WCW. But man, you're right. The Jey Uso stuff just really, I couldn't have hated that more. I could
Yeah.
not have hated that whole thing more. So I think that my final rating for the show is a human monies out of 5.
Not rolling it back.
So that is our show, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Please do respond to our poll that I will be putting up about Jey Uso. Do you think that 2026, are you still vested in Jey Uso or not? Let us know what you think. And with that, I have been Mike, joined by Mr. Last Real Good Guy. Have yourselves a fantastic day and take care.